Hey everybody, welcome back and thanks for joining me today on Worship Guitar Now. Today I'm going to do kind of a different video. I've had this Squier Classic Vibe Paranormal Telly for a while, and it's an absolutely beautiful guitar. But there's one thing that I don't like about it. It has a gloss neck on it, and it can tend to feel sticky at times. I kind of prefer the feel of a satin neck myself. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to sand this neck down a little bit. Nothing too drastic, just with some super fine sandpaper, maybe some 400, and then finish it off with some 1500. And I thought I'd make a video of it and show you how I go about doing that and how the guitar turns out when I'm finished. So give me a moment to reposition my lights and my camera, and we'll walk through this together. Okay, so I'm back again, and as I was saying, I have the Squier Classic Vibe Paranormal Series Telecaster that I really like. The only thing that I don't like about it is the glossy neck. I really prefer a satin neck. So what I'm going to do is sand the neck down a little bit with some really super fine sandpaper. Probably going to use 400 grit and then some 1500 grit on it, and just take some of the sheen off there so it gives it a more satin feel. Now I don't recommend you doing this if you don't feel comfortable doing it. I certainly wouldn't do it to any classic guitars or any vintage guitars, and if you don't feel comfortable doing this, take this to your local guitar shop and they could probably do it for you. But this is my own guitar and I know I'm not going to get rid of it, so I'm going to give it a try and see what it comes out like. And I'm going to film it so everybody can see how it goes. The first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to tape up the parts that I don't want to sand with some of this green masking tape. That way the only parts that get sanded are the parts that aren't taped. Here we go. So I'm pretty comfortable with the way I've got this masked up. I don't know if you can see it really well, but I have the bottom of the neck taped up on some angles there, so the sanding just comes right up like so. And the top of the neck, kind of the same thing, just about even with the nut of the guitar. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll zoom the camera in a little bit, I'll get my 400 grit sandpaper, and I'll start sanding a little bit. So what I've done here now is first get my 400 grit sandpaper, and I've just cut it in a couple of small pieces. And what I'm going to do is kind of just form it around the neck like that. So it just grabs onto the sides a little bit too, and just do a little bit of light sanding to the neck. I'm not really applying too much pressure, just kind of letting the paper do the work. And at the same time, hopefully, if there's any sharp frets, it will kind of fix those up a little bit too. Now remember, I'm not really putting any pressure on this. All I'm doing is letting the paper do the work, just gently, because we don't want to take off really too much or anything. All we want to do is just take the sheen off and give it that satin neck feel. Yeah, feeling better already. I think I'm really going to like this. I really like the way this is coming out. Feeling better already. Just going to do the edge of the frets here a little bit, in case there's any sharpness on those. Okay, I think we're good with the 400 paper. I'm going to get myself a couple pieces of 1500 grit, and then we'll do that part. Okay, I'm back. I got my 1500 grit sandpaper. Really happy with the way the 400 turned out. So I'm kind of just going to make it a little bit smoother with this 1500 grit paper. And then I think we'll call it done. Oh yeah, I think that's the way a guitar neck should feel. She's nice and smooth now. I think she really come out good. Okay, let's call the sanding part done. Okay, I've got a terry cloth rag here. I'm just going to give it a good wipe. And then I'll check it out and I might put a little bit of polish on it. I'm not even sure if I'm going to bother with the polish. This has come out so nice that I'm probably just going to leave it the way it is for now. We'll just peel off the tape and we'll have a closer look. It's probably hard for you to tell, but you can see now all the sheen has gone off that. All we have is that satin, nice satin feel right now. So not many people would agree to doing this to their guitar, but like I said before, I really like this guitar and I plan on keeping it. So I didn't mind doing it, and I think it turned out really good. Well, thanks again for joining me on Worship Guitar Now. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. It's people like you that make this channel better.